What's going on, guys? A little update for you. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I am a big fan of 0241 Tactical's Smock-Lites and top pullovers. I've shown y'all quite a few of them on here before in the past, and he's a buddy of mine, does great work, and I love showing it off. So he's been doing the tops and the Smock-Lites for a couple years now, and I just got one of his most recent versions, and I wanted to go over a little comparison of his original first generation jackets versus the current generation one, and just show you a couple of the changes and upgrades. He's always looking for ways to improve them and make them better, and I think he's done that. So for comparison's sake, this is my old original Smock-Lite. Smock-Lite's a zip-up version. The top is a pullover in ATAX IX. It's been a great jacket, a great top. I've gotten lots of use out of it, and it is no worse for wear. There's still plenty of life left in it. So the chest pockets close with Velcro. You've got your zipper and Velcro in the front. Your shoulder pockets come in from the side and have Velcro, and the wrist cuffs were Velcro as well. The hood was a pretty generous two-piece design that would easily accommodate a helmet underneath it, or, as I like to use it for, cover a hat and give you plenty of coverage. It was almost a little too big. But that said, this has still been an absolutely fantastic piece of clothing that I thoroughly love. Now, let's compare it to current generation. So the current generation, one of the most prominent things you'll note is the buttons, or the pockets now have buttons up top instead of Velcro. The shoulder pockets, instead of coming in from the side, come in from the top, and they're angled a little bit to get in easier. They also have buttons. You still retain your zipper and Velcro in the front to close it up, but you also now have buttons on the cuff. Big fan of that all the way around. You'll also notice that the hood, so previously the hood was kind of a two-piece design, right? You had one seam down the middle right here. The current generation hood is more akin to what I guess you'd call like a Cobra hood. It's not quite as big, okay? So it stops a little bit shorter than what the old one did, which to me this one's perfect. The other one worked, but was just a little bit on the big side. This one still gives me plenty of room, but it stops just a little short. It's not quite as big, but it's also different in that instead of being like a two-piece and having that one seam down the middle, it's a three-piece, so you've got two seams, so there's three pieces of material there that make up the hood. This lets it be a little more rounded around your head and not have the pointy look to it, so to speak. Other than that, there's a couple little minor things here and there as far as the way it's assembled, but most people really aren't going to notice that. Some of you may, but for the most part, probably not. The lower hand warmer pockets on the old one are still on the new one, but they're a little bit bigger and just incorporated a little differently into the way the jacket's made. It's not a separate piece sewn on. It's actually integrated into the jacket itself. So you'd have to see it to really understand what I'm saying. Suffice to say, it works, and it works great. The new ones also have the rear poacher pockets. I don't know if you can see that on the camera if I stand tippy-toe back here, that are really big and roomy on both sides. That wasn't an option on the early model ones, so I actually added my own onto mine. And they work great. All kind of uses for those. And it honestly makes a great dump pouch for magazines and similar related things. So you still got shock cord in the hood and shock cord around the waist. Works as advertised. So all in all, not a lot of changes to the jackets and to the tops. Excuse me, but a few, and I think it's all little minor upgrades that is just from time and experience and him tweaking the design based on feedback from myself and others, and just in making them and figuring out better ways to do it as we go. So, still one of my top recommended items of clothing for the armed citizen, especially if you're preparedness minded like me. I think you absolutely have to have one of these, whether it's the pullover version or the Smock-Lite zip up. If you can't find a color or pattern on his website to fit your needs, then I don't really know what you're looking for, because he's got freaking everything under the sun, right? As far as color options and everything goes. You should be able to easily find whatever color pattern you want. And even then, if you can't, I know he's open that if you've got material and want to send in the material, he'll make you one out of the material, as long as it's, the right kind of material. He'll make you one out of your own material that you can send to him. Just a note on that, keep an eye on the website. Once he reaches a certain number of orders that he's backed up on, he will take down sales of them off the website. It doesn't mean he's not doing them anymore. It just means he takes them down until he can get caught up some, and then he'll make them go back live. So if you're looking to buy one and you don't see it on the website, that's why. You just have to keep checking. Check every couple of weeks. Follow him on social media. He puts updates on Instagram and Facebook and all that all the time, especially Instagram, of whether things are in production or not. So that's a quick, easy way to find out. But it's a versatile piece of clothing, guys. It really is. You've got plenty of pockets to put stuff in if you need to. It can double as a BDU top. It can double as an outer layer. I really like it in the wintertime. It's just a light outer layer to kind of help stop the wind. Although it's not really windproof per se, because it's just regular BDU material. But it does do a fairly good job of that when you couple it with like a fleece jacket or something like that underneath it in your warming layers. It also works really well. You can put a rain layer underneath this, put this over it, and then it quietens it down so you don't get the scratchy sound of most rain jackets, and it gives you your camouflage pattern or whatever color you want on the outside, so it doesn't matter what color your rain jacket is. What else was I going to say? I think that's about it, guys. You could get away with just this and a solid color pair of pants, and man, you've got a really good combination going that's pretty doggone effective. So if you're on a budget or whatnot, to answer a big question, I see people asking us all the time. No, the Smock-Lites in the tops are not waterproof. No, they're made out of regular BDU material, okay? Usually it's 50-50 NICO. Occasionally it might be a poly-cotton blend, but both of those are what BDUs are made out of. That's all this is, a single layer BDU material, so it's not waterproof. That's it. It's not. Read the description box on the website. I think that's it. I'll put a link in the description down below. And I know it's hard to see on the camera, but these come down just below, probably about 8 inches or so below my belt line. So it's come down on the upper thigh, which is where you want something like this to come to, just for size reference in case y'all are wondering. I think that's about it. Highly recommend these. Go show him some love. Not only is it a great piece of equipment, great piece of clothing, but you're also supporting a fellow small business owner, American-made stuff with his own little hands, just like I do with my gear. So show him some love, and I don't think you'll be disappointed in what you get. As always, guys, take care, stay safe. We'll see you in the next one.